We should really come up with an idea for a video.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a scooter outside. Do you want to go take that outside and ride it and talk about it?
Yeah, it seems fun.
You sure?
I think it does.
Dude, I had this thing charging all day. Green, we're good to go. All systems. I cleaned my garage out. Holy shit.
No fisheye. Let me know when you're ready. Oh, it died. It fucking died. It's dead. It's dead. Ugh.
This thing's been on the charger all day. Oh my God. Hey, we're gonna take this thing apart and replace the battery.
I'm down.
Yeah. I hope it explodes. Well, I got nothing else. Did you bring anything fun?
I brought Speed Racer.
The 2008 movie from the Wachowskis?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go! Speed Racer! I swear to God, if you keep adding this in the cuts of the video.
Hi, I'm Trevor.
And I'm Jason.
And we
Like.
what
We.
like.
Yeah. Infamous.
Yeah. And now we're going to talk about Speed Racer, the classic movie from the Wachowskis from 2008, right?
Yep.
Oh boy. So, Jason, what do you think worked about that movie?
Okay. So, I love that they take everything super seriously. Like, it is a very sincere film. There's no winking at the camera. There's just, like, there's definitely some fan service of, like, characters and whatnot from people that like the cartoons, but just, it's handled with such seriousness and sincerity, and it just works. Like, the whole thing is that, yeah, is it a cartoon in live action? Absolutely. It knows that it's a cartoon in live action, and it doesn't try to be anything else. I love this film so much.
Yeah, so we saw it in a very empty theater back in 2008.
With a crying baby, complete with a crying baby.
By itself. That was a good time.
Yeah.
I remember leaving that movie completely, like, hyped.
Oh, I loved it. And
More hyped than anyone should be for that.
When we walked out of the movie theater in 2008, like, I was in love. I loved it. And one thing that I thought was really funny is I remember after we went to go see the movie, I went to this one party. And I was driving to this friend's house, and I'm driving my 1995 Geo Prism, and I'm like, Speed Racer, and I'm like, speeding around, having so much fun driving, because I just watched Speed Racer, and and my girlfriend at the time just looked at me and was like, what are you doing?
Dude,
and
we
I'm
had
like,
we had way too much fun in that car.
Oh, I know, right?
More fun than any human should have in a Geo Prism.
Oh, I hated it.
What year was that thing?
1995.
A 95, I don't remember how many miles it was on.
I do not.
Did you have 6 digits?
I assume so. I don't.
It was
remember.
a far cry from the Mach 5.
Yeah, it was.
You couldn't punch anybody in that car
Nope.
driving next to them. So what doesn't work from that movie?
A lot of the acting is really bad.
John
Especially
Goodman was fine.
So
You can feed that man crap lines and he will deliver them excellent.
awful lines.
He carried Fred Flintstone. He carried
Fred
Fred Flintstone to the Transformers movie.
What?
Flintstones.
Yes, Fred
Yeah.
Flintstone.
He did a fine
No,
job. as
like
Fred.
so. just whenever they got to the scene with the ninjas, there's a scene with ninjas, but when we got to the scene with the ninjas...
We got to set it up. We got to set the stage. So, at this point in the film, like 3 hours into it, because they just spent like 3 hours monologuing, Speed Racer...
Too much monologue.
Is this before he wins the sand race?
The Casa Cristo.
They killed his brother.
Casa Cristo is a 2-day long race, and it's
is this
in
before
between...
he killed it? Oh, it's between the days.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so they're laying in bed having a good nappy nap, and then ninjas sneak into the bedroom with completely different ways to kill the family.
Yeah. So 3 ninjas with 3 different 3 ninjas to kill 3 drivers.
Yeah. One tries to kill him with some string, like he puts the string in the
with
mouth
a weight at the bottom.
He's like. He's like way up on the ceiling.
And he feeds the poison along the string, which is weighted, into the mouth of Tojo-kan, or whatever his name is.
So he dies.
He doesn't die. He gets, like, he's drunk the next day, basically.
Horrible ninjas. Bad poison. You'd think ninjas would use better poison. So, what does he do?
Holy cow. Are those ninjas? More like non-jas. It's terrible what passes for a ninja these days. Sorry, I just couldn't resist. It's such a good line. I mean, it's such a bad line, but it's such a good line.
It's good that they gave John Goodman like a fighting scene in that movie.
He deserved it.
They had the close-up of his like wrestling ring from
the
back in high school or something like that. And then he starts throwing hands, and they have like this really cool montage when he's throwing hands, and he has like trails of light coming off his hands and stuff.
Oh,
and, like,
gosh.
That's the second time that they did the fight, right? He fought twice in that. John Goodman.
He fought twice?
I think he did.
No.
Well, that was the same. Oh, that was the same thing because they were all fighting the ninjas.
Yeah.
Because
there were a lot of
parts.
Ninjas. There were a lot of parts to the ninja. First, you see Tojo-kan get. What happens to his ninja? Or does
he just feeds him the poison and fucks off to Ninja Land?
I guess he does. and then the ninja.
When he's fighting the Speed family, he gets his pants pulled down.
He's got skulls around like
a windmill.
Yeah.
That was great. And as he's sitting there like swinging him around, like shuriken and stuff are flying out of his
and
pants.
His keys.
Yeah, his ninja keys. Because ninjas. What do you think he drove there? What do you think the ninja drove to the assassination?
Suzuki Samurai.
But Kawasaki makes the ninja, Jason.
I really screwed that one up.
So, except for the ninjas, that movie was actually pretty strong in the visual department, if you want to call it that.
Well, honestly, like, even the ninjas was really, like, it was, like, so that movie is just fun. It's
fun, and then this is a really bad part of the movie, and then it's fun.
I don't know, man.
Dude,
I understand that there's a ton of exposition.
So yeah, the initial scenes were okay. Where he's an annoying little brat.
He's an annoying little brat
with the acting chops of me, and he's talking to his older brother.
Yeah. Whose acting chops are only slightly better than the 10-year-old's.
Slightly better than mine too. And they have these heartfelt scenes, and he gets his backpack and leaves and fights John Goodman vocally, which that's just a bad thing to do. And then there's like racing and angry driving, and then Speed's on the track racing, chasing his brother's ghost in like an amateur race, and then there's just 15 minutes of exposition.
For the story of the plot, like none of that matters. It's very visually stunning. Like, obviously...
Oh, visually, yes, I was stunned. Especially when I discovered I don't have epilepsy in that final scene.
Yeah, there's
racing on a track. They're racing past what I can describe as vintage, original...
It's like a flip book.
Yeah, it's a flip book thing.
Yeah.
It's like...
And it's a zebra running.
The history of stop motion, it's a black zebra, white zebra, black zebra, and it's just coming at you with these rapid fire stuff while they're flipping around doing ninja car shit and sparks are flying, and you're just like, blah, 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 blah. My TV's super bright. Phenomenally epileptic.
But I don't know. 18-year-old me loved it, and 31-year-old me loves it equally.
So yeah, back to the movie theater. I remember leaving the movie theater with you, incredibly hyped for what we just saw, because the CG at the time was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good.
But looking at it nowadays, and very obviously the same CG house that Shark Boy and Lava Girl and Spy Kids used, it looks exactly like it came out of one of those films, man. It's the same style, same textures. They have like the weird bubbly camera angles and stuff, but it works.
I mean,
it's not a horrible film. Yeah. Some of the acting was convincing, but I couldn't get over how much Speed Racer looked like Ben Shapiro.
Too much like Ben Shapiro.
Dude, it was Ben Shapiro in a race car. all the money and
the
racing.
sponsors control the media.
Yeah, and Ben Shapiro's in the
definitely-
background thinking, I'm gonna go to Home Depot and buy some wood. Show the lids.
Yeah, no, I'll admit that line in particular hits a little bit different.
It was
in
really funny.
2021.
Yeah, I thought the choreography was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was really exciting fights, both with in cars and out of cars.
So the ninjas scene, I thought when they were fighting Racer X, was okay. It seemed reminiscent of something that would maybe the Wachowskis called up one of their old personal trainers from the Matrix and was like, "Hey, we need you for one scene. The rest of the scenes are going to be garbage. But this one scene where the guy from Lost fights a ninja, it's going to be okay." Yeah. And I was enjoying it. I'm like, "Oh, look at that. Pretty good choreography." And then John Goodman's just like, "Close up of my ring. Grab the ninja, spin him around." Straight up cartoon logic. And the guy and Ben Shapiro can't fight.
He's a race car driver. He's supposed to be good at controlling a car.
That car logic was totally broken.
Oh, the car logic does not make any fucking sense.
How they can drift around each other.
I know, yeah.
Especially at the very end scene when he's trying to win the race and prove to everybody that he's, I'm not a corporate shill.
Yeah.
Because Ben Shapiro's not a corporate shill.
Can you drop the Ben Shapiro?
He looks exactly like Ben Shapiro. He's like, I'm not a corporate shill. My family cannot be bought. We're a hard work American racing team, and I'm going to drift past all these people at 1,000 miles an hour faster than them because my car is not regulation. See, that's the problem with their racing league, man. The little piece of paper that Speed won, or didn't win, but the
Tojo.
The little piece of paper got him into the race, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We're not going to inspect your car for any illegal modifications."
I'm sure they did. They were inspecting everything. They were looking.
They built the car in 32 hours. What do you think their time frame was to bring the car in and get inspected?
Well, I mean, they were inspecting it while they were looking at going through all the rules.
There was that amazing scene before Speed Racer actually got brought in, where they have all these like fellas sitting around with glasses, and they have this binder. It says official rule book on.
Did it really say that?
Yeah,
I didn't catch.
And they're all sitting there with their Poindexter faces, looking at it, going, "Yes, rules."
Everybody's actor took that job seriously.
I don't think the announcer that had the serious like cocaine jaw took his job seriously.
He was literally got one shot. Man, he got one shot.
2 shots, because I saw him in a second reaction towards the end after he was like, "Your speed won!" It's in a jaw going 1,000 miles an hour. So except for the exposition, what else do you think didn't work in the movie?
My least favorite thing in that movie is hands down Spritle and Chim Chim.
Spritle and Chim Chim, yeah.
I straight up want to make a fan edit that just cuts out Spritle and Chim Chim.
I think you'd be the only person in the entire world that would want to make a fan edit of the Wachowski Speed Racer movie.
No, there's actually not a lot of people saying, but there's a whole video by Patrick H. Willems talking about how Speed Racer is great.
I have no idea who that is.
He's a film YouTuber.
So we were trying to come up with ideas for what we wanted to talk about today. Out of the blue, Jason's just Speed Racer. Speed Racer. Whole time. Speed Racer. Speed Racer. Speed Racer.
No. I said, hey, there's these 4 films that I consider guilty pleasures.
Mm-hmm.
And they're Speed Racer, Tron Legacy. What was so Speed Racer, Tron Legacy?
They're your films.
I know,
you
right?
tell me. I could
Please edit this part out.
No, I'm not editing this at all.
There's 4 films: Speed Racer, Tron Legacy, Pacific Rim, and Scott Pilgrim. So I clearly liked this film more than you did. What did you like about it?
I think the pitch for Speed Racer went like this. Hello, fellow Wachowski sister.
Oh, they're brothers at the time.
Well, that's fine.
Hello,
Wachowski. Hello, fellow Wachowski. Hey, you know that movie, The Matrix, we did that was shot with all the green?
Yeah.
What if we made a movie that had all the colors of the rainbow in it?
There's very little green in that movie. Pretty much the only green in Speed Racer is the yard and the park.
I think that was
in the flashbacks.
The whole movie was shot with green screen.
Well, yeah.
Seriously, were there any sets in that movie besides Speed's home?
Speed's house, Royalton's office,
Royalton was great
He really was.
before the coin flip monologue after Speed turned him down.
Oh, you didn't like the coin flip
After
monologue?
that, he became just... I thought his monologuing was interesting, talking about pancakes and the way he was like hamming up. You could tell the actor or whatever his name is was having a really good time. Yeah. And then after the whole like, I'm mad at you. You turned me down. I was going to color your car purple and give you lots of money and you would have been world famous. My stock prices would have gone up.
It's like
they didn't use him enough after that.
Yeah.
So I don't think whenever Speed walked in there to turn down the contract that his like character evolution worked out too well because he was such a smooth talker and he was really good as a smooth talker, talking up the family, talking up Speed. But okay, excuse me. So Speed monologued a little bit before, and that was kind of him. I think that would have made me a little angry too. He was like, I used to watch race cars and post to CNBC about how much I hate the libs, blah blah, Ben Shapiro, whatever. I hate you. But seriously, like Speed's monologue was annoying. And then Richington, Royalton, cigarette tooth man, got all pissy, and he's like, you know what? Screw you, Speed. My stock prices are more important. And he could have just sweet talked him more, because that was working.
So I guess how I feel about it is that before the coin flip moment, or whatever you called it, he's being very charming and very friendly, but you can tell there's an air of dishonesty. There's just a little bit of...
You could tell that when he landed the private jet on their lawn.
True. But I feel that there was some sort of tension because you knew the other shoe was going to drop, and so there was some tension. And then once Speed turns him down, he's just like... I
remember you looking over at me going, if he had a mustache on his face, he'd be twirling it right now.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. The movie didn't get a whole lot of reactions out of me. Like, whenever the monologue...
Except for the Nanja.
You set that one up, too. But when they had...
You were hanging off the couch.
I threw my hat across the room. So when they had the 30 minutes of exposition in the middle of the movie...
Yeah.
I don't remember what they talked about. It was just, you turned down my contract. I hate you, Speed. And he goes to his family. He's like, I turned down their contract. And they're like, IP infringement. And they start throwing all this... My family's getting ruined. I have to get mad and go drive sad in the desert and win. When they got back to the driving, it worked. It worked out really well.
The entire Casa Cristo
was so much fun.
Is so much fun. The entire...
It's the right amount of stupid.
Yeah. From the moment that the Queen of Casa Cristo sees the sun and shoots the gun, all the way until when they're on the podium cheering, and Racer X is just... We've done our part of the deal. You need to do yours.
So extra, so dramatic.
So extra.
The queen, queen herself looked like she was from RuPaul's Drag Race, where she was sitting there with the gun, and the wind was blowing, and her cape was like 1,000 feet long.
Fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was more fun than a Speed Racer movie had a right to be.
Yeah. No, that's what I say.
It was fun, I think. I remember seeing the trailer for that when I was younger, going, man, that's it right there. That movie can't fail.
So,
and what did it do in the box office?
At the time, Yahoo there was a webpage called Yahoo Movies that showed trailers, and that's how I got into trailers. And as a special release, because they're about to release the film, they showed the first 6 minutes of the film. And what it was obviously the beginning, with the kaleidoscope and the piano in the background. And it starts with him as a kid, and then that clip ended with the two cars racing each other time skip. And from the moment I watched that, I was hooked. Obviously, I feel this movie has a lot of flaws. The CG didn't age all that well. It's really, really dumb.
The CG looks objectively bad by 2020 standards. It's very colorful, but I remember this one scene very distinctively when they're doing these panning shots of the crowd.
Oh yeah, that
and
was
the
really
people
bad.
in the background are moving at like 10 frames per second. It looked like something you would find at Madden 2006.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It looked like it was ripped straight out of an EA Sports game. Speed Racer had to jumpstart his car by putting it into 5th gear.
Which makes no sense.
It made perfect sense in the movie logic. It was very,
So...
He put it in 5th gear. His dad was thinking, oh, what do I do? this is what I would do if I was Speed. And Speed's like, yes, father, I hear you. I want to be a Jedi like you.
He didn't hear his father. He listened to the car.
He was
listened to the heart
sensually
of the car.
stroking the steering
it's
wheel.
It's a living, breathing thing. It's alive.
He put his hand on the shifter and
he's
like,
tell me what you...
This is it. I feel it. 5th gear. Click. And he just, acceleration was instant. And then he's in like negative 100th place when he puts it in 5th. And then he just drifts. The whole last 20 seconds of the race is just him drifting around 40 cars. That was my complaint at the beginning of this, from saying, oh, they didn't even inspect his car, see if it was regulations. And then when he finishes, his tires are actively melting.
Yeah.
They didn't melt the whole time. They were on fire and he was sideways.
The suspension gives out right at the end.
He was drifting with his wheels on fire for 20 seconds. Then it stops and melts. Did he use the Hawk?
The Hawk?
Yeah,
No,
he had a button that deploys the Hawk.
I think that was just fan service, because he never uses the Hawk.
Didn't use the Hawk the whole movie. So what did he use? He used the chainsaws once.
So he used the saws once. They weren't chainsaws; they were regular saws.
He had the drills,
jump
too.
jets.
Oh, he had a shield.
He used the shield to fight off the foxy lady.
He's sitting there driving, grabbing the same shifter he put into 5th, just wiggling
and
it.
Totally looks like he's having an oh moment. He's like, ooh.
Yeah, but they're staring at each other the whole time. They're not even looking at the wheels that are fighting each other. They are so dexterous.
Yeah.
I swear to God, they have ESP or something in that universe, man.
So there's 3 just shots that I will always remember. One is Holy Cannoli Spade. I don't know, it always sticks with me. And then the other is whenever they're at the Speed's about to fly off the out of the ice cave off the ice thing.
He's going down the valley.
And Matthew Fox is just like, Speed! And I'm just like, what? And then whenever they do their again in the Casa Cristo, and he's pissed at Snake Oiler for trying to rub off the face of his girlfriend, so he does the same thing to with the wheel. I realized that I'm mentioning Snake Oiler rubbing off, but he puts his wheel right in Snake Oiler's face, and it just zooms in on Speed's face, and he's like, it's so bad.
When Racer X jumps over the car and punches the driver. Jason felt that. You were way too excited the whole time watching that movie.
So what kills me is the fact that I remember you being super hyped when we saw it in theaters, and I think we watched it in the apartment as well. That was your moment. I remember you. Yeah, he just punched that guy.
So that's when the movie hooked me when I was younger.
I think so. I don't know.
Jason, what if Speed Racer is a metaphor for us racing to the end of our life and
leaving the metaphors.
Hold on. It's leaving everything behind that we once found enjoyable. Like our love for Speed Racer.
Speak for yourself. I'm not leaving that behind. It's coming with me. I'm carrying that baggage till I die.
It's a fun movie.
I love it.
I'm going to let the dog in. Should be fine. So, Jason, do you think we'll ever see a Speed Racer 2?
No. That door is closed.
Darn. Jason, as far as guilty pleasures go,
it gets...
What kind of star do you want to give Speed Racer 2008?
It gets 7 Bernoulli Converginators out of 10.
What is that?
What fueled his car?
Bernoulli
Converginator. And then Pops says, transponder, smansponder. If you want real kick, you gotta go with Bernoulli.
I give Speed Racer an aluminum foil star with a transpondinator in it, like Tony Stark. Because Speed Racer has a heart, but it's not very strong.
It's fun. You should give it a watch. That's what I say.
He likes it.
I like it.
I like it. Don't speak for me. We start taking notes when we watch stuff.
Yeah, we should do at least a little bit of research. I think it's funny because I started taking notes in my notes app of my phone, and then once we started filming, that's when I realized that I didn't write down the notes from my notes app, and it's in the camera that is now filming, and I'm just like, oh.
That was a stellar plan.
It really was. And what kills me is that I feel that part of me knew it was going to happen, so that's why I asked for pen and paper, and you just turned to me and said, use your notes app, bro.